Great, I wrote an offer, the offer got accepted, we're doing these inspections, something came up in the inspection report. Now what do I do? First and foremost, you're going to have an agent by your side helping you out like myself, who's going to explain what the issue was that came up in the inspection report and where to go from here. However, if you have an agent that's not as good as me, then they might not tell you about your different options. And these options are, one, you can accept the property, being like, that's not a lot of work, I can handle that, I'm just going to accept the terms, I really want to buy this house. That's option number one. Option number two is you can request that the seller fixes that specific issue. You make sure that the seller hires a professional and makes those repairs done prior to settlement, and you can elect how many days before settlement. Because obviously you're going to want to walk through the home and you're going to check to make sure that the work has been completed before purchasing the home. And the third option is you're going to reduce the purchase price of the property. So if you're purchasing a house at $300,000 and the inspector says it's roughly $10,000 to get it fixed, you can just say, you know what, I want the purchase of this price to go from $300,000 to $290,000. And if the seller agrees to that, great. Now you're buying the house at $290,000 and you can figure out how you want to go about replacing that or fixing that after settlement. And the fourth option is seller's assistance. You can ask for a percentage or a dollar amount for seller's assistance, saying, hey, this is an issue, it needs to be fixed, it affects the value of the home. Now, I have made a video about it already, but it's basically saying if you needed $40,000 to close on this house and the repair is $10,000, you take $10,000 from the seller's profits and you put that $10,000 back essentially in your bank account. And the great thing about inspections is, in the worst case scenario, negotiate with the seller. If you and the buyer and the seller can agree on what needs to be done or how to remedy this issue, then the buyer is able to back out of the contract and they are protected as long as they did it within the timeline. And as long as the termination is a protected reason, you have the right to get your escrow deposit back. There could be issues with it, but you have the right to that money. And if you don't know what that time frame is, you gotta have Dan Larson Real Estate to be able to help you. What other real estate questions do you have? Let me know in the comments.